Good afternoon, everyone. It's Thursday, April 9th. My name is Michael Herbert. I'm the town manager here in Ashland, and I'm here for this week's COVID-19 update. First, I want to start off with a few statistics around the state and then also here in Ashland regarding COVID-19. Then I want to move on and talk about the economic situation at the state level and then also here at the local level. And then I also want to talk a bit about some of the fun things that could be coming up for the weekend and where you can find information on those before this weekend starts. So first, again, I'll start with COVID-19. So as of yesterday, again, this is April 9th, but as of yesterday, there were 16,790 cases in Massachusetts, and we had unfortunately had 433 deaths in the state. So currently in Ashland, we have 39 cases. We're working right now on getting the number of recovered cases. If you've gone to our website, you've noticed that we haven't updated it in a while. We try to do that daily, but we haven't done it in a while simply because we want to make sure that we have a complete and accurate picture of the data before we put it up there. So we're hoping to get that complete picture done by the end of the week. And then we will post it up, and then from that point on, we should be able to, again, post regular updates on COVID-19 cases in Ashland. Again, that would be the positive cases, and then hopefully the number of recovered cases as well. I will say that you're hearing on the national news and also state news that things are going to get worse before they get better, and that is true, and it will be the same here in Ashland. We're expecting a surge probably to happen within the next week to 10 days. Unfortunately, we will see that number of cases go higher during this surge, and we'll also see the number of deaths increase as well. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It would not surprise me if we see, unfortunately, one or more deaths here in Ashland from COVID-19. And I don't necessarily want to think of this as a statistic because these are people's sons and daughters, spouses, siblings, and most importantly, friends. There's actual personalities and people attached to these numbers. But again, I think the unvarnished truth is that things will get worse before they get better. Those of you who have been staying at home with your kids and homeschooling your kids, I think it's fair to say that the first couple of weeks were almost a novelty. Getting to spend that time at home with your kids and maybe your spouse, something that you had always dreamed of, wished you'd had time for. I think probably it's safe to say by now that novelty has worn off, and hopefully you're staying together and you're working through whatever issues they are that you're working through. I know our schools have put together just a phenomenal remote learning plan. And I think it's really going to benefit the kids in the district, but I know it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort on your part. So continue to hang in there. I know the date that's being pushed out there is May 4th for the time when people will go back to school and when businesses will open up and things will return to some semblance of normal. Unfortunately, and this is just my personal opinion, I would not be shocked if that date does get extended. And I know I'm giving you a whole rash of bad news. And again, I just wanted to give you the unvarnished truth about this stuff. But it's important that we continue to stay the course. I have been privileged to see some data recently that shows that the efforts that we are taking is actually flattening the curve the way we thought it would. Maybe not to the extent that we had hoped, but it is working. So as you're going through this, just remember it's for a reason, it's for a purpose. We're not doing this from a punitive standpoint. It's actually to help us all get through this together. And we will continue to work through this, and we'll continue to get through this, and we'll come out of this stronger. I think actually there's an old Chinese proverb that says, the temptation to quit is actually the strongest right before you reach success. So a little bit cheesy, I know, but it's certainly pretty poignant, I think, in today's day and age. Moving on to the economic front. Again, this has had large-scale ramifications economically for companies, for individuals, and then also for governments. Ashland has not been immune to that. We're going to get through FY20, I think, okay, without having any kind of impacts to services or service delivery. FY21 is still a work in progress. We do have a budget established for FY21, but I do expect that to change by the time we get to town meeting, which we're anticipating at this point is not going to be in May, but will actually be June 16th. The select board needs to take a vote on that, which I expect them to do at the next meeting. The big unknown with regards to the FY21 budget is what our state aid numbers are going to be. We can calculate what the impact could potentially be to things like local receipts, which are motor vehicle excise tax, building permits and fees, and things of that nature. But the state aid number is a big unknown. Next Tuesday, I believe it's next Tuesday, there will be a summit of some of the state's top economic thought leaders to talk about what they see is going to happen in Massachusetts and the Massachusetts economy through COVID-19. And hopefully that will give us a little bit of a glimpse as to what we can expect on the state budget level for FY21, and then how that could roll into our FY21 budget here in Ashland. Just a reminder for those of you individuals, there's a number of state and federal programs that are there designed to provide assistance for you. The select board, I'm also anticipating on Wednesday, will also vote to delay the collection of property taxes, fourth quarter property taxes, till June 1st, giving residents an extra month to pay. Again, they're taking a leadership role in that regards. Motor vehicle excise tax dates have been extended until May. Just a reminder that all of the fees and bank charges for online transactions have been waived during this period as well. So if you have found those a hindrance to making those types of payments online, hopefully we've removed that barrier for you as well. So moving on, some of the other things that are, I think, are important. You're starting to see a number of large-scale cases emerging out of nursing homes here across the state. Some pretty bad news in regards to people falling ill, people unfortunately passing away in clusters in some of these nursing homes. I'm pleased to say that the state has established a family care line that residents and loved ones can call to get information on their family members that are in nursing homes. That number is 617-660-5799. And again, I would encourage you to give them a call if you have any questions regarding your loved ones that are in nursing homes and skilled rehab facilities. So moving on to good news, I do think our departments have done just an incredible job of developing activities and things that people can do and families can do while they're at home or over the weekend while still practicing social distancing. I think that's very, very, very important. Can't stress enough the importance of social distancing during this period. I would advise you to take a look at the website and also our town Facebook page to get an idea of what those activities are going to be. I'll be sending out a newsletter on Friday that hopefully is a collation of all of this. But again, you might want to get a sneak peek by looking at the town's Facebook page. Also, Ashland Recreation's page and the library page. I think you'll find some activities there as well. They've just been doing a great job of coming up with things that you can do to have fun and enjoy this time with your family during some of these stressful times. That right now is about it. I think so. We do have a couple very, very important meetings next week. I've mentioned the select board meeting that's going to be next Wednesday. We'll talk about the COVID-19 situation. We'll also talk about town meeting and the town election and potentially voting to move those dates, in addition to some of the tax relief measures I mentioned before. We'll also be having a tri-board meeting on Tuesday. That's a meeting of the school committee, the select board, and also the finance committee to discuss the two major building projects that are being proposed into town. And that is the Mendez School. We recently had a Mendez School Building Committee meeting where we decided on a location and a public forum that basically announced where that location will be, which will be the Mendez School site as it is currently, and then also the public safety building, and give you an update on where we are there. We're actually in the middle of schematic design, or actually coming towards the end of schematic design, and that's actually a big major milestone before we move forward with the design development phase. So we should have our first real estimates after the schematic design, and have a real picture actually of what the building will look like. So I would encourage you to join us for that as well. Finally, I just want to really express my thanks to all of our staff members, Beth and Ashley, who faithfully videotape me every day doing this. I guess it's not videotaping anymore. Some of us are still stuck in the analog age. That would be me. But also all of our staff that are continuing to do the functions of town government every day. People are still coming into town hall in shifts, I might add, to make sure that things function here. Of course, our police, fire, DPW are always out there doing what they always do. This hasn't changed anything of what they're doing a bit. Our community center staff and human services staff have just been wonderful as well in terms of developing programs that help people in times like this. That's exactly what human services was designed to do when we started this, almost 4 years ago. So again, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me directly. It's probably better if you actually email the COVID-19 hotline email address, which is covid19@ashlandmass.com, or you can reach us at 508-532-7900. We also have a dedicated coronavirus page, which you can find a link to from the homepage of the Town of Ashland website. Again, this is Michael Herbert, Town Manager, and I hope you're staying safe, and I hope you're staying healthy, and I will see you next week.